Hey guys, Demi here from Atlas Vibrations. I am here with your Libra new moon solar eclipse general guidance for you. If you guys hear the Dyson going off as per usual, and I do have some ocean sounds going in the background for those of you that are listening with headphones. Once again, I do have a lot of information for you guys today, and this is going to be very educational, informative, and I'm going to be speaking fairly quickly, so you may need to watch this a few times to fully grasp what it is that I'm going to go over, because some of it is going to be, I don't want to say mind-blowing, but I don't want to say that it might not be either, because long story short, is a part of my purpose here is to help the quote-unquote lost souls and humanity to come back to old ways, back in ancient texts and lore and things like that, to understand the Earth's origins, the things that were hidden, the things that are not meant to be right. So this is actually going to cover some of that information here. But what Spirit wanted me to first tell you guys is there are things that are leaving our lives right now that it is making space for things to come in. And I see that we are, as a collective, struggling with death, essentially. And I'm going to touch on this as we continue to move through, but with a new moon, we need to let go of the things that don't serve us anymore in order to make space for the new. And so with this opposition, and I call it the law of opposites, like I have my own names for them, but positive and negative polarity. So you guys who have watched my videos understand those things that I have told you in the past. So healing is happening in this moment to make, once again, to really make space, but it's hard because there's a lot of people leaving our lives and a lot of things that we're realizing within our relationships that we're not going to be dealing with anymore. And Spirit said it is this split in consciousness that is causing us to see that the lower vibrational energies are staying in their low vibration, while some of us are continuing to ascend up into a higher vibration. What a solar eclipse is meant to do is to have a new massive beginning that requires us and you guys to heal by doing the clearing out, making the space so that way you can align on the correct path that you're on. So you guys may be seeing this in a certain area of your life. I would just check your rising sign and see from there what space it's like or house it's happening in. Mine's happening in my second house of material, self-worth, all of those things. So like, for example, I'm seeing new items being brought to me easily. Like I can, great time to manifest like new items, new personal items. My self-worth is skyrocketed high for my relationships. And with this being in Libra, we are seeing new wants in relationships in our daily lives, especially when it comes to romantic. And so yes, the Libra 7th house rules your partners, your romantic partner, your first partner, but it also is all of your external relationships, and so I would even say friendships as well. Not necessarily classified because that could be more of Aquarius, but I feel like Aquarius is more about groups, so that's the next air sign after this. But we're seeing where there is not like any balance to the scales of Libra. And this is where we're seeing we want equal balance. We want equal give and take. We're also seeing balance within our finances. So where you aren't spending enough on the luxury items or hoarding your money, or where you're overspending too much and you need to start making budgets or pay off your debts to find more balance in your finances. And those balances can be found in the extremes of from completely spending to not spending and saving, or to seeing that you need to get rid of a lot of your debt in order to find balance to do the things that you want to do, whether that's travel, especially when it comes to your relationships, especially financially if you're married, depending on your situation or not. We are also seeing places now where justice and equal balance are not present or relevant within your daily life, and particularly your romantic relationships. So if you are seeing healing, you're being triggered by your partner, you're being triggered by other people, seeing where there isn't equal give and take in your relationship, seeing that you're putting too much work in here, they're not doing enough here, and you're doing, this, all of these things, and it doesn't matter what it is, and where you give too much and don't receive enough back. And so Spirit even like told me as I was like writing this, they want you to know that the things that you are seeing that need to be balanced out completely, because Libra is the scales, it goes back and forth. Anything that needs to be brought up will be brought up to be balanced. And so whether this is, especially to your romantic relationships, you may have had people come back from your past a little bit, or a dynamic or a part of, that needs healing from your past, in relationships that needs to be brought up for healing. And Libra is ruled by justice and tarot, so this is wrongdoings, people being wronged, seeing where like you were maybe tricked, duped, you need justice served in your life somewhere, where things were not working out because things were not fair, things were not equally balanced, things were not, it was one-sided, that there's two sides to the story, and seeing where that justice can be brought up. And Spirit wants to remind us too that our choice on what you decide to do about the person is more about like your choice. It's a choice in what you make in order to balance this out when it comes to the things that need to be balanced. So Libra, I'm going to go into the educational part about Libra. And so I personally believe, and you guys have seen my videos about Scorpio energy and how I say it is masculine and feminine, and I'm going to give you my thinking on this. I personally believe that the Wiccans and the pagans were right about the new year starting at Samhain or Halloween. And I personally believe that being that Scorpio starts it, I just have learned over the last few days that Libra may be the actual, oh sorry, I was like nerves because my head like twitched, that Libra may actually be the last sign in the zodiac in some ways. Now Spirit has told me multiple times it doesn't matter which way you put yourself in on the zodiac wheel, it's going to go back to 12 signs no matter what. It's a cycle, so it ends, it doesn't matter where you start in the circle, it ends and goes in each different way. But being that with my explanation on Scorpio energy, feel free to watch one of those, that with Libra we have the Egyptian god of Ma'at, who holds on the scales the heart over the feather. And ancient Egyptian beliefs that when you died, you went to the field of reeds, which is their point of heaven. And it is said, and it is, I've even heard this from mediums and just even knowing from my own experiences, when your soul leaves your body, whatever experience it is, through, if you believe in starseed systems, extraterrestrials, Arcturians, Syrians, Pleiadians, you will sit down and review your life from everything from start to beginning, right? Death, you die, right? You leave, and you are the ultimate judge. You judge yourself with a group of people that you make your contract with, and I've always said that your contract that you've made here is your birth chart, because if you use the flower of life symbolism, your birth chart is one circle, somebody else's birth chart is another circle. There is also the earth in which you live in, that is in one of the bigger circles, and one of those circles with the seasons that change in the cycles. So once again, circular and balance. And so with this, you are your ultimate judge on your choice on what you come in to make your choices in the next lifetime. And so you are your ultimate judger, I should say, or judgment. You find that balance yourself so you can balance out your life and even karma. So Libra is a masculine sign, and I believe it is also a feminine sign. I couldn't get a straight answer on it. For a while I thought it was feminine, but then it didn't make sense to me because I was like, well, why is there the sign of duality? Now I understand that Gemini is a sign of duality as well. Everything has a dual sign due to that law of opposition nature, and the law of balance as well, to bring things back. So with this, we are seeing now we need to make changes within ourselves, and seeing where the changes that we need to make, it starts with that Aries and Libra axis. Now seeing that with the relationships and we create with this sign, Aries is who we are and who we embody, and I've talked about it other times, and it starts with you as a soul, who you live for, your passion, your drive. Now then you, who you are as a person, your soul purpose, your creativeness, your things that you live for and die for, who you are as a person, reflects in your outer relationships and who you are. So that's why you need to look at your outer relationships, and your relationships are more important to see what you're attracting back to you. So if you're seeing that people are talking shit about you, that means that you're talking about shit or talking shit about yourself to yourself, not necessarily about the other people that are doing it. What you thinking about things is what you put out and what you attract back. So if you feel that you're being bullied, you're bullying yourself. You're speaking to yourself literally like a bully. Well, why the fuck did you do that? Or why would you do this? Oh, Demi, or whoever, like, you're so dumb. Like, what? And you keep wondering why people are asking you or telling you that you're dumb, because you believe that you're dumb. You talk to yourself like you're dumb, and that's not how this works. And so we have had the luxury of Archangel Zuriel. He came in a masculine energy, and the inside of his energy that drives him to the core is feminine. And I thought that was beautiful, because it gave me confirmation for myself, and hopefully for you guys as well, to see that this sign is masculine and feminine in its own. And he pretty much said the balancing act is a choice. We have to make choices, and where we live on this earth now, it's all about choice. And we have a choice to be mean. We have a choice to stay in our minds and say that we're right when it comes to any situation. But he said that understanding that we have to be the bad guy in somebody's situation, we have to understand that Libra energy is about choice, love, and experience. And this is where you sit down at the end of it and look at yourself and your soul and the choices that you have made in this lifetime, to maybe make better choices next time, to learn better next time, to make different choices. This is how you break karmic cycles. This is how you break these patterns, and this is how you create your own karma in some ways. And so realizing too that Libra energy is air energy. It is ruled by Venus. It is ruled by the finer things in life, the art things in life, the peace, the joy, the love, the romance part of it. And he wants you to understand that there's nothing that you can do to change people's perceptions. You can't force this energy. This energy is not something that is meant to be forced. It's meant to be flown with. Find that balance, and also understand that the choice that you initiate to make will create that balance, or keep the scale lower, or keep the scale higher to find that balance. And we need to understand that seeing the other side of the situation and perception is key in this, where it shows us where we need to improve ourselves and not be that person of judgment, of ma'at for them. You are not the person to, at the end of their lifetime, to judge them, to tell them what they have done wrong. You are responsible for yourself. And that's what he wants to remind it. And so he is telling us essentially to remember, but I'm going to leave it at this. I'm going to try and pull a card. I don't know. I got about 2 minutes left, but bring balance. And when something is out of balance, we need to bring it back to balance. So what is most important for you to take at this time is listen to others instead of discounting balancing when it comes to your relationships, and really working out situations with people that you care about, right? And relationships. And it is still, once again, he's saying your choice on whether you choose to leave that relationship, to leave the karmic cycle, to set the boundaries, the literal choice that you decide to make. So once again, our choice is to once again resolve the balance, and wants to remind you that the outcome is not determined by the truth of the situation. So if you're sitting here, well, this is the truth. This person hurt me. This person ghosted me. They left me. Well, he is pretty much saying to you that that part of you that wants that justice is not going to put the outcome. And he says not to put it on spirit to make that outcome your choice and what you decide to do. And he said the choice that we choose to live through is also something that we choose to reap the benefits and the rewards, whether that is a good or a bad symbolism, or I would just say bad things. And he also says that wants to remind us in some ways that karma is a choice. It's not a fated thing. We created the karma, and we created some of this stuff, and we need to realize that we need to bring it back to balance. And he said that this is where the field of reeds explanation comes in when you choose to make those things in different lifetimes, because it's not that you did something wrong. It's not that you did something terrible, like maybe in some ways terrible. Maybe in some ways we do view those things as terrible, but we need to bring that balance back to create that understanding of on both sides. And it's tough because we're in a lower vibrational frequency. We were, and we're rising up, so we're realizing we have to get rid of that. So I hope that this resonated with you. And I'm sorry I didn't get to pull any cards, but I don't think that we really needed it. If it was meant to be, it was meant to be that way. So, until next time, namaste.